$80,000 a year used to be the dream. Now, people earning that amount describe themselves as struggling. And they're not wrong. But here's what's interesting. The problem isn't the economy. It isn't inflation. It isn't even the cost of living. The problem is a psychological mechanism so precise, it ensures that no matter what you earn, the feeling of broke follows you everywhere. Understanding this mechanism is the most valuable thing you'll learn about money this year. Here's what nobody tells you when you land that $80,000 salary. Your reference group changes. When you were earning $40,000, your mental comparison was to others earning $40,000. Your social circle, your neighborhood, your expectations. At $80,000, everything recalibrates. Suddenly you're around people who take trips twice a year, who have car payments you considered luxury territory 6 months ago, whose apartments look like the ones you used to scroll through on Instagram and think, someday. And here's the trap. You can afford it now, so you start living it. Not recklessly, reasonably, even responsibly by the standards of your new reference group. But your savings rate stays almost exactly where it was at $40,000. Let's put specific numbers to this. At $40,000 a year, take-home in most U.S. states is roughly $28,000 after taxes. At $80,000, take-home is closer to $58,000. That's $30,000 more dollars per year hitting your bank account. Now watch what happens to most people. They move to a better apartment, add $600 per month to housing. That's $7,200 per year. They upgrade the car, a $400 monthly payment that wasn't there before, another $4,800 per year. One international vacation they couldn't justify before, $2,500. Now watch what happens to most people. They move to a better apartment, add $600 per month to housing, that's $7,200 per year. They upgrade the car, a $400 monthly payment that wasn't there before, another $4,800 per year. One international vacation they couldn't justify before, $2,500. Dining out more frequently because they can, another $2,000 to $3,000 per year. New wardrobe for the new professional environment, another $1,500. We're already at approximately $17,000 per year in new spending. Their savings increased by $13,000, still meaningful, but their savings rate barely moved. And here's the part that really stings. At $40,000, saving felt hard because the number was small. At $80,000, saving feels unnecessary because the number feels like enough. They'll get to it later. Later is where wealth goes to die. Here's what nobody names clearly enough. The reason $80,000 still feels like broke isn't just the math, it's the identity shift. When your income rises, your identity updates. You start to see yourself as someone who deserves a certain standard of living. And that standard becomes the new floor. Not a ceiling, a floor. Everything below it feels like deprivation, and so you spend to stay above it. This is deeply human. This is not a character flaw, but it is the mechanism the salary trap runs on. Because here's what happens to the person who earns $80,000 and still lives like they earn $60,000. That $20,000 gap, invested every year for 20 years at 7% average return, becomes $1.1 million. Not theoretical, not a get-rich-quick scheme, just math, just time, just a protected gap. The person earning $80,000 and spending $80,000, they have a comfortable life and nothing else. Not theoretical, not a get-rich-quick scheme, just math, just time, just a protected gap. The person earning $80,000 and spending $80,000, they have a comfortable life and nothing else. They are not building anything that doesn't require them to keep showing up. That's not freedom. That's a different shape of the same trap. So what breaks the pattern? The first step is naming the identity shift when it happens. When your income rises, the question isn't just, what can I afford now? The question is, what percentage of this new income is going to work for me before I decide how to spend the rest? 10%. That's the minimum. Not because 10% will make you rich quickly, but because 10% protects the habit. It proves to your future self that you are someone who keeps the gap. 20% is where the math starts to get interesting, and 30%, at any income level above poverty, changes your financial trajectory permanently within a decade. The lie isn't that 80,000 isn't enough. The lie is that the number is what matters. The number has almost nothing to do with it. What matters is the ratio. Income minus spending over income. You can change that ratio tomorrow without a promotion, without a new job, without anything except a decision about where the next paycheck goes before your lifestyle sees it. The next video in this series will show you the one rule that resets the entire equation and why most financial advice gets it completely backwards. Subscribe so you don't miss it, because this is the one that changes how you see every financial decision going forward.